All right, all right, all right. Hey. Welcome to the Wifey Rehab Podcast 2.0. I am your host for the evening, Diana Harris, and thank you so much for joining. Go ahead and share this out. Share it, tag your friends, let them know that we got a birthday girl in the house.
It's my birthday.
We have a birthday girl in the house and we are excited. I am excited to be able to be here to host. So, let's sing happy birthday. I feel like singing happy birthday to you.
To me.
Happy birthday to you.
To me.
Birthday, dear Nika.
That's me.
Happy birthday to you.
To me.
All right, y'all. All right. So we're going to turn a little bit so I can get this show on the road since I'm hosting it.
This is so awkward. Like, I want to be the one talking.
Well, you can't.
It's my birthday.
Okay, you can talk when I ask you a question.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So, happy birthday.
Thank you, friend.
How old are you?
A woman never tells.
Girl, I knew she was
I'm
gonna
25.
pull that.
25.
25, how many times?
25.
Okay.
Let me be great.
How are you planning on celebrating today?
Oh, man. I don't know. Like, I'm just going with the flow. Like, whatever comes. Y'all, we are live at Boba.
We live, honey. So y'all hear up in the background. It's okay.
It's okay.
Turn your volume up, okay? Hey,
Right.
Denise, how you doing?
Hey,
Thank
Denise.
you for watching.
Yeah, I'm just going with the flow. You know me. You know, it's like wherever the wind blows, I'm a water sign. So, you know, whatever's good. That's how I'm flowing. Blink.
Blinkety blink.
Okay. Yes.
Yes,
Hey,
ma'am.
YouTube people.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Oh, thank y'all for the happy birthday.
Hey, Miranda. Hey, Sandria.
Oh my gosh.
Thank y'all so much for joining us. Okay, so this is the Wifey Rehab Podcast 2.0. We're launching back again from being on break. Tell me, how did you even come up with the Wifey Rehab? That's the podcast. Like, what is its origin?
So, of course, during the pandemic, you know, everything was shut down. You couldn't go nowhere. You couldn't. You still can't really, but I just had to find a way to get what I wanted to say out, to connect with the people. And I wanted people to still know what the Wifey Rehab was. You know, it was just a way for me to have an outlet, basically. Just talk my ish. Right? Without judgment, because of course there are certain things when you are building a brand or you're a parent or whatever that you can't say on Facebook, Instagram, you know, because they'll shut it down, they'll screenshot you, you know, and all of that. So I wanted a place where I can just be my authentic self and talk my ish like I do. And where people that are on the go or whatever, they can plug in anytime. They may not have to necessarily be on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. They can just plug in anytime. So that's why I started doing the podcast. Plus, I like to talk. So if you like to listen, then, you know, it's for you. Okay?
Okay, so listen. I know I seen the flyer for the podcast. You were looking for guests.
Yes.
Marriage Week is next week.
Yes.
So how is that going to play into just what you're doing with the podcast? Like what you got up your sleeve we need to know about?
Oh, everything. I'll just give you a little bit. Well, for me, I always like to talk to other women. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we feel like we're alone going through our go-through.
We do.
You know, whether you're married or you're single, just being a woman, you feel like nobody will understand. So you just kind of keep things to yourself. So what they can expect is other women sharing their truth. You know what I'm saying? The good, the bad, the ugly. Y'all ready? The good, the bad, and the ugly about just being a woman, just about being married. You know what I'm saying? And dealing with other women that are married in your circle and those that are not. So we're going to talk about all of that. You know what I mean? So just give some different perspectives.
Should we expect to hear from on this podcast of yours coming up?
More than me. This is one of our favorite friends, y'all. They know us here at Boba, so they already know what we like to drink. They're bringing our tea. Oh, thank you, darling. If y'all don't come to Boba, I don't know what y'all doing. Especially if y'all live in Clayton County. We don't know what's happening. Y'all need to be out here. Boba is.
Yes, heart it up, baby.
Yes, thank y'all for the hearts.
Okay, so when we talking about
The podcast.
And it's gonna be great. We know we're gonna hear from more than you.
Yes.
We know it's all next week, Monday through Friday.
Yes, it's February 7th through the 14th is National Marriage Week.
A whole 7 days.
So y'all got a whole 7 days.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's gonna be litty. So if you're not following the Wifey Rehab Podcast, I don't know what you're doing.
Listen, y'all need to go ahead and share this out, tag your friends, let everybody know it's Marriage Week next week. She's gonna have some amazing guests on who she's gonna be interviewing, talking to them about asking them girl talk. Y'all know how we do when we get together.
Exactly.
Y'all already know we get there, we get some tea or
some tea. Some tea or some flutes.
Get some flutes in your hand.
Right.
With some bottomless. And the conversation can go.
It's on.
Right.
It's
okay.
On. That's when you get the truth. That's when you get the truth.
The unadulterated
truth. Because that's what we like. One of my good girlfriends, Crystal, she always says we want to deal in truth.
We do.
Right. So that's when you can get the truth. Especially when people understand like your intent. Mm-hmm. It's not malice, it's not to pry, it's not to judge or any of that. It's like, girl, like how you do that? Like how you get through that? You know what I'm saying? Right. 12 years. Wow. How? You know what I mean?
Right.
And so you're hearing from real women, not women that are a celebrity, type or anybody like that. But no, these are women that's in your community, women that you probably walk past in the grocery store and have no idea. You know what I mean? I always like providing people a platform.
Okay.
Like
so women that have been married various amounts of years.
So you may have somebody that you're talking to at the 2nd year, at the 5 year. At the 20 plus year mark, you know what I'm saying? 15, somewhere in there. And they all have something to share. You might think, somebody been married 2 years. What you got? You don't know. Because baby, if I tell you, what my marriage hit like in the first 2 years, and now we're going to year 13, it's like, ooh, but you made it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So just talking about those types of things. So it's going to be a lot of juice. It's going to be a lot of laughter. Real talk, girl talk. The tea is going to be flowing.
Okay. Yes. Listen. So I want to shift a little bit because we know, and if y'all haven't seen, y'all are about to see that the Unmasking Guide Part 2.
Yes.
It's being launched.
Yes.
February 22nd.
Yes.
And I want to know, what was the inspiration about? This is the same book you've written.
Yeah.
But you've had an opportunity to write it again.
Yeah.
And so what made you want to write the same book again? Did you have an epiphany? Did something happen in your life? Did you grow and feel like there are some things missing? Talk to us about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Each level that you go through is a different experience.
Okay.
So when I first dropped that book in 2018, and we're talking about 2022.
Okay.
So you can only imagine what has happened during the course of that time. So I went through a little more hell. I've had a lot more great experiences too. So I'm like, man, I want to share this because I like to provide people with the journey as I'm journeying it.
Okay.
Not just, I've arrived here, and not share with you how I got here.
Okay.
And not only how I got here, but how I maintain while I'm here.
So we saw that there's a book and a journal.
Yes.
And the journal is for?
The journal is for daily affirmations. The journal is for you to have a place to do a heart dump.
Okay.
Right? So the guide is for the work. The journal is for you to do the heart dump and affirm yourself while you're doing that. Because each page, so it's 200 pages in the journal.
In the journal.
So 200 pages is 200 affirmations. So every day that you're writing in this journal, you have an affirmation to either confirm or affirm what you're writing and then continue your heart dump, or just start your heart dump and then you're still affirming yourself. So either way, it's an I am statement that's on all of the pages. So so that's the addition. I didn't have that before. Before it was just a journal. It's just, hey, do the work. But then I had to realize, okay, Nika, what other tools did you use? And it was journaling.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I wanted to provide the ladies with that same thing. So I wanted them to have a power pack is what I call it.
Okay.
Like, here's where you do your work, you're unmasking. And then here is where you let your heart flow into the journal.
And we can get pre-orders of
pre-order
on the wifeyrehab.com.
The wifeyrehab.com. You select rehab tools. It's under rehab tools. And that's where you can find the journal and the guide as a power pack, or you can get the guide by itself. And I'll also be releasing the Kindle If you have a Kindle, I have a Kindle version that's also dropping on February the 22nd. You can get that on Amazon as well. So I have the Kindle, and then you can order it directly from my website.
It's her birthday, honey. We're gonna help.
It's my birthday.
Everything.
I'm plugging everything. Okay. Well, I'm sipping my tea from Bogle. Okay.
Now, for the year 2022,
yes.
The Wifey Rehab. What can we expect from the Wifey Rehab?
Pressure.
She won't let me be great.
Pressure.
She won't even let me get my question.
I'm just letting you know.
I mean, are we doing workshops, seminars, retreats? Are we going on vacations? Like, what are we doing this year?
So this year we doing the work. We're doing the work, and we're making the connections, because this year I said this is the year of release and realignment. Okay. We're not doing a whole bunch of stuff just to do a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Right? We can go on a trip. It's purposeful.
Okay.
Right? So I decided to delay the retreat for later on this year. I was planning a retreat for my ladies for October, but I feel like there's more work that needs to be done, and where we need to focus, especially coming out of 2021, right?
Right.
So the focus is for us to release and realign. Then we can have fun.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Then we can do all of that other stuff. So this year you can expect more workshops, more master classes. I'll be launching and opening up my group coaching cohort to the public as well. I've been keeping it kind of private for my group, but I'll be opening that up a little bit more to ladies that are married that may follow me and want to get in on that. So I'll be doing that with the unmasking as the core and our guide through the process. Okay. So I'll be opening that up more. So we're doing the work. Like, we're getting our hearts together. We're getting our minds together, because if we want to have happy, healthy marriages, we have to be happy, healthy women.
Oh,
to begin with, right? So it's like, listen, I'm just saying, so if that's what you want, then this is what that requires, right? It requires you to go in, do the work, you know what I'm saying, and come out ready. Right. So when you do that, then we can celebrate, sis. But if you still got some you working on, like, what are we celebrating? Not nothing. What are we doing? Not nothing. Okay. So 2022, pressure.
That's what she said. So we got the podcast coming out. I'm gonna recap y'all, because some of y'all just jumped on. We got the podcast coming out, Wifey Rehab Podcast 2.0. You have the Unmasking Guide and Journal that's going to be launching on February 22nd. And then we have workshops and the group coaching that's going to be coupled with the Unmasking Guide and the Journal Guide. Listen, it's amazing. There are so many people out in the marketplace who need a wife mentor, who need a wife coach, who need somebody to just lead and guide them down the right path. So I appreciate you for the work that you're doing with married women, because we are oftentimes the person in the house that's left out. Yeah. We're oftentimes the person in the house that has to be in control of everything. And so when it's time to break down, when it's time to release, we don't have an outlet. We don't have that space. So you creating that space and bringing us wives together is absolutely phenomenal. So I am excited about that. So I'm going to answer my last question, honey, and I'm going to get on up out of here. My last question.
Oh, Lord. Let me sip my tea.
I want to ask, give us a snippet of just like what your typical day would be, like from the time you wake up until the time you go back to bed.
My day.
Just brief us on your day real quick, and then I can ask my question.
Okay. So, of course, I still have a child at home. We're not completely empty nesters. So I still get up 6:30 in the morning, making sure, that he's ready to get on the bus and, do his thing. I usually either go back to bed or sit in my little space that I created, and I meditate. I do my journaling. I check my emails. I check in with my girlfriends. I'm creating content, I'm going through all of the things to make sure that my back end is set up for the ladies. Okay, if somebody wants this, do I have the option for that? Just kind of going through what a typical wifey that's in my position or in the position that I was in when I started producing all of these products and stuff. Like, what does she need? What does she look like? So I spend a lot of time just looking at people watching, even on Facebook, just looking at different women, how they move, what are they saying, different things like that. So I can know how to better serve them from what they need and how to show up where they are. So that's typical. And then of course I meet my accountability partner twice a week. Okay. Twice a week. And we talk about strategy. We talk about, what are you doing? And if we're not in person, we're on the phone, or I'm talking to, one of my wifey friends that coaches me, indirectly, right? Okay. So that's typically what it looks like, and yeah, I mean, I'm a creative, so I'm always behind my computer, creating some digital products or, looking at some different things or, talking.
Okay. Okay, well, this is the wife of rehab, so it's a husband somewhere.
Oh, but you say what I do? Typical my day.
I can ask my question now.
Oh, I get with him at night.
Y'all,
at night.
Y'all, she took the. Thank y'all so much for joining the Wifey Rehab Podcast 2.0 relaunch. I am Nayana Harris. I have been your host for this afternoon. Because
Okay. Listen, I'm gonna adjust myself. I'm gonna be right. Okay.
She said I'll be.
It's my birthday. Like
You meet with him at night.
At night.
What y'all be doing?
Girl, married people stuff. Look, that's if we're not arguing.
Listen.
That's if I'm not, at his throat. But other than that, with the donuts, he won't. Okay.
I wanted to know what is like a typical day for you and your husband together. Like, what do you guys?
A typical day for us
talk,
together.
Y'all watch TV. Y'all kind of hang out.
It just really depends on what I have going on, what he has going on, right? So a typical day would be like, my husband is a gamer. So most of the time, he's on his game. That's how he, de-stresses. That's how he, escapes from reality. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We all have our thing. So sometimes I'll go in there and sit with him. Sometimes I'll just go in the door and I'll just be looking and he's like, what? Hey, what you say? What is it? And I'm just like, I just came to just look.
They're looking at you.
I'm just looking at you.
You still in there.
Make sure you're still in here. Sometimes, he'll get up and, he'll make breakfast. Or if he's had to work, then he'll get up and he may make brunch. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We'll sit down and we just chop it up. Or, I'll talk to him in between traveling. I didn't say that. I said
she said he'll make breakfast.
He'll make breakfast. That's not necessarily saying he's a cooker. He can cook and he cooks well. Uh-huh. But again, we've been married 12 years, right? And so
he like what you like.
I like what I like, right? But we don't have as many kids in the house anymore, so it's not required. Like we did that, so it's like, what you want? Okay, I'm gonna go Chick-fil-A. Okay, cool. Bring me some Chick-fil-A back.
What you want?
What you want?
No, that's how.
That's how it is. That's the real.
I don't even ask. I just bring. I brought you a chicken sandwich.
Right, and see, that's how he'll do. But I'll be like, okay, what you want? Because sometimes he can be picky. So it just really depends. So if he's in his space and I'm in my space, then either he'll come in there where I'm at, just to kind of kiss, whatever the case may be, and move on. Like we're not a clingy
right get
couple,
it,
I guess. We're not that.
I don't think any. Well, there are some couples.
There are some couples that are clingy.
Yeah. That's why I kind of just wanted to know how you guys move.
Now, if he's in the bed, like if he's in the bed watching something, I'll climb on in there, right? Just climb. Okay, I'll climb on in there. But if he's like in his zone, then I really don't bother him when he's in his zone, unless it's something that I want or need his attention to or whatever. Because I don't want him to bother me when I'm in my zone. Like when I'm creating behind, like he knows. So we just kind of know each other's, you know what I'm saying, flow. But like if I'm in the bed or he's in the bed or whatever the case may be, chill mode, then, I'm like, all right, I can go in and, invade his space, But otherwise, yeah.
All right.
That's how we kick it.
Okay. All right. So give us a closing affirmation or statement that you want going into marriage week.
Yes.
Going into the podcast launch, going into the group coaching and the book launch. What are some of the things that you want people to be ready for, that you want them to hear? Or some things that you say to yourself that may be able to help somebody who's going to watch or listen.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So first I want to say sometimes, sis, you are the problem. right? Sometimes did you spill your tea?
I did.
You all right?
I'm all right.
You all right, friend? Okay, friend,
It's
all right.
hot, but it's good.
Sometimes you are the problem, right? And when you realize that you are the problem, you have to be willing to, one, accept that, you know what, it may be me. This may be my issue. This may be something that I need to work on. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take your eyes off of your husband, off of the situation, and look within and say, okay, how can I show up better for me? What decision can I make differently for me that will also positively affect my marriage, right? And what does that look like? And you have to be willing to do that. So you got to be willing to tell yourself the truth.
Okay.
You can lie to everybody, right? But when you look at you eyeball to eyeball, heart to heart, you can't lie. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be willing to face the truth, and then you have to be willing to deal with whatever your truth is.
Okay.
Right? So it may just be you, right? Whether that means, counseling, getting you a wifey mentor, joining a group, you know what I'm saying? That's going to help you become a better person. Because guess what? At the end of the day, if you don't invest in you, your well-being, your mental health, then your marriage isn't going to be a happy, healthy place, right? For either one of you, right? And there's going to be things that happen in marriage, right? And you have to be willing to say, okay, is this something that I can work through? Okay. And if it is, then what are the conditions? Right? What are the conditions? And you have to be real. And you can't listen to nobody else. You can't listen to Auntie Josephine and, Aunt Mary and, because her and Uncle Bob, they not really married.
They common law.
Okay. So you have to do what's best for you in your marriage. And that's you and your husband, you and your spouse. You have to do what's best for you guys, right? So that's what I would say. 1. 2, keep your family out of your business. We don't have meddling family members on either side. I love my in-laws. My in-laws are amazing people, right? Like my mother-in-law is just like my mom, right? I can talk to her about things, right? But there are also things that I just don't share with her because at the end of the day, I'm still married to her son, right? And I know she loves me, but at the end of the day, this is her son, right? That's her baby. You know what I mean? So you have to know where you can go to get what you need. Right. And you can't. I really hate when people say, keep your business in your house. Don't tell people your business. That is why a lot of us are suffering from so many mental health issues because we are just holding this stuff in and it's killing us and it's destroying our families and it's destroying our mental health. Right. So find a place and space where you can be yourself, where you can say, hey, this is what I'm going through. How do I manage this? How do I get through that? You know what I'm saying? Whether it's infidelity, whether it is mistrust, whether it is miscommunication, right? Whether you feel like you've lost your identity and you don't know how to recover it, right? Because you ain't got to look for nothing, right? So whether it's any of that, you have to be woman enough, strong enough to know that you are worthy to get and have whatever it is you desire.
That's good.
But you got to be willing to do the work. Like, don't come to me if you're not ready to do the work.
That's what she said.
And I said what I said. Like, don't come to me if you're on the fence. Come to me once you have made a definitive decision. Nika, it's me. My attitude is jacked. I want to love him, but I feel like I'm losing me, or I have lost me. Like, how do I recover my identity? Like, what do I do? I haven't done anything that I love to do in years. I don't even know what that looks like anymore. You know what I'm saying? Come holler at me. Let me help you get you together. Right? But if you want, girl, it ain't me, honey. Don't call me. Don't call me. Don't email me. Don't message me because you're not being real. You're not being truthful. You're not being honest. Right? Because it's probably you. Like, for real, it's probably you. Because I know it was me. I'm just saying. It was me, But I was committed to the commitment that I made to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I made a commitment to me that I would do my best, that I would give my best, right? So, that's one thing. And finally, I would say that becoming the most authentic version of yourself isn't about finding yourself. It's about remembering who you are.
Ooh, child, that was a bar. Y'all write that down. Somebody tweet that out.
It's about remembering who you are. You know what I mean? And so that's what I help women and wives do. Like, remember who you are. Because I had forgotten. I've been a mom since I was 19. You know what I mean? And then I've been married. Like, I've never just been somebody's girlfriend. I've always been somebody's wife. Okay? So for that, I'm just saying,
no girlfriend.
You know, I've always been a wife. And I love being a wife. Like, I love being a wife. There's nothing like having a partner that you can, you know, talk to and share with, and, you know, all of that. Somebody else to do the dishes, somebody else to clean the toilet. Hello, somebody. Okay. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Can you take out the trash, sir, please? Okay.
And thank you.
And thank you. You know, so I love that. And and this is a question that I get. I definitely wanted to address this. A lot of people like, well, you know, what happens when, you know, if you're not married anymore, Nika, you've built this whole brand around marriage, like in my inbox, y'all. So I had to, you know, I had to get this to the podcast. Right. And I was just like, I was thinking to myself, I was like, the Wifey Rehab is about, it's not necessarily for women that are just married. It's for women that desire to be married. Right? So it could be for women who are widows. So let me be all the way clear when I say this. Okay. Here's the thing. I know that I'm a wife, whether I'm married to Mr. Scott or not. I'm a wife. I'm a catch. I'm a good thing, right? I bring the blessing to any man that's with me, right? So Wifey Rehab is just that. It's helping you as a woman to unlearn the things that you've learned about womaning, right? In order to be the wife that you desire to be, right? So it has nothing to do with if you're married right now. But if you desire to be married in 5 years, I can help you. If you desire to be married next month, I can help you. Because at the end of the day, what you take into a marriage is you as a woman, right? Wife is just a title that we have, right? It's just something that we are on the inside. Like, some women know that they don't want to be married. They know that they're not a wife. And that is absolutely okay. Right? I'm not saying you should be married. You should be married. No, if you want to be married, great. If you don't, great. You know what I mean? So either way, the way that I've designed what I do now is for women that say, okay, hey, Nika, I do want to be married. So how do I get around married women? You join the Wifey Society. You do. You know what I'm saying? How do I learn how to, you know, become that other part of me, which is wife? Because that's another part of you, right? Then I can help you with that. Okay, I don't want to lose myself. All right, well, you know what? Let's do some pre-unmasking for you. Right. Because this is going to teach you how to maintain your identity and going through your relationship. And that's any relationship. Right, because sometimes people think that if they have a girlfriend relationship, you know, like our relationship or whatever, that there's always real stuff that's going on. Sometimes we mask in front of each other too. Yeah, we do. Not just in marriage. So that's what I would have to say, honey. Okay, so
listen, you guys have been a fantastic audience. I hope you got something out of this. Happy birthday again to Nika. Okay, it's her birthday. Y'all show her some love on her page. Share this out. Make sure you shout her out. Happy birthday. We will see you back on next Sunday.
The 7th.
On the 7th.
Yeah, February 7th.
February 7th. Yes, start of marriage week. And that is when the podcast will be back. So we hope you guys have subscribed. If you are on YouTube, make sure you go to the Wifey Rehab and subscribe there. Make sure if you are part of the Wifey Society. Thank you so much, Kristen. Thank you. If you are part of Wifey Society, make sure you have your notifications on. And we are launching the podcast. It's going to be on Anchor.
Yeah, the podcast is on all the streaming platforms. It's on Anchor. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on Google. It's on Ticker.
Okay, honey,
it's on a lot of them, honey. Okay. If you go, they can just type it in.
You can type it in. So every day during marriage week, she is going to be interviewing a married woman. It's going to be some amazing girl talk. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And lastly, but definitely not least, we want to make sure that you grab your copy of the Unmasking Guide. 2.0. It is being re-released on February 22nd. So make sure you have your alerts and everything turned on for that. And I am excited that I've had this opportunity to host my good girlfriend, as she would say, for her happy birthday.
Too, friend. You did
Girl,
good.
I ain't new to this. I'm sure
so,
to
I
this.
know, but you did good. I'm just saying.
Y'all, she was mad because I didn't give her the questions
Why you got
beforehand, honey. What? All right, y'all. Okay, y'all.
That's why we should have recorded, so I can just edited that part out.
You can pull it on there. All right, y'all. We love y'all. Thank you so much for joining.
Y'all.
Thank you, Kristen, for saying happy birthday. Hey, Shamika.
Hey, Shamika.
Hey, P-Mac. Hey, Joanna. Thank you guys for joining us. Hey, YouTube. So we're on 2 platforms, so that's why we're looking both ways. So we thank you guys so much, and we will see you when we see you.
Bye.
Bye.